Howdy guys, I'm Jeep and Jason, and today we're going to be doing door seals for the front doors of the Jeep JK here. Now I'm going to give you a start to finish on that, and I'm going to show you a couple of areas to really pay attention to and a little tip and trick on keeping rainwater on the outside of your Jeep and not pooling up on the floor of your Jeep. But before we get to the install of this thing, I want to share with you a little bit of what I've learned already just from ordering. I ordered the Onyx 88 aftermarket, the cheap ones, instead of the really expensive MOPAR ones here, and I want to show you a little bit of the differences and my thoughts before we get to that. If you want to jump right to the install, hit the chapters. They're all accurate at the bottom of the screen somewhere down there, and you'll get right to the install. But let me take you over to the office and share with you a little bit of really interesting data and my thoughts before you order and try this on your own. Now this isn't an inexpensive repair. As you can look through here, the door seals, driver's door here, $228. Passenger door here, $228, and then these are the seals that get left out or get forgotten. So this is something that you need to remember. $53 for this little thing here. We're gonna make one of those. I'm gonna show you how to save that money right there by just making that thing. And then this right here is the windshield header strip, and that goes along the top of the windshield, and that's a key thing that you're gonna wanna replace. That's not this video. The very next video, I'm gonna show you how to do that one. That one's gonna be a fun one. So this one, I did order the MOPAR one. I found the Onyx 88 cheap knockoff version, $68. So it's less than half than the MOPAR price. And so I'm in a moment of weakness thinking, God, this is just really adding up. But I did buy the OEM Chrysler header gasket. I'm not gonna skimp on that thing, especially at its price point is kind of affordable. So we're gonna be installing these cheaper knockoffs on today, and I stuffed the driver's side seal on this thing already just to get a vibe for it. So on the driver's front door here, I have the Onyx seal already in place here, just kind of getting a feel for it. And here's the difference. It's denser in these places where there's like a bit of an insert here. So that amount would normally shut that door, but it takes a little bit more force to actually shut the door. Now, I don't know if that's good or bad yet, so it's something you have to get used to now. Is that gonna be good in the long run? I don't know. So here's the AutoEdits recommendation. Get the Jeep door seals, and here just find the best price. The Rock Auto seems to have the best price. I'll put an Amazon link as well, which is very close to that price as well. So I just want you to know that before we get super deep into this and that help you understand my decision process, but I'm gonna share that knowledge with you ahead of time. Now you could do this entire install right here on your Jeep. You just have to undo the limit strap and plug. Now, if you're gonna do that, put a blanket on your hood, because if you let the door get out of your control here, this will fling open. And have you ever seen the Jeeps with a dent on their cowl right here where the side view mirror is? That's what that has done. So, but we're gonna take it off so it's easier for me to demonstrate what we're doing. So let me show you how to remove the plug and the limit strap on this thing to actually get this door off. So you're gonna go here, and since I've had these doors off and on a bunch of times, this red tab, I just leave this undone. You just push here. I actually push up on the plug, push down on the release pin, and then pull down, and that comes out. Then over here, you'll see the little hook that keeps the door from overextending. Just push that little hoop over that, and then that's off, and your door is now free to come off. So I like to have window down, I have the side view mirror lifted up, and then I just lift up. It's been off a few times since I've been open top Jeeping for a while now, and go back and forth. It comes off and on pretty easily. So to get the old seal off, it literally just press fits into this channel here. And so we'll go ahead and pull that out. And there are 3 tabs that go in. There are 2 here on the leading edge and then 1 back here. So I'll use just a little trim pry tool here. And we'll just see if we can get that out. That just pulled out of the rubber. You can see the tab stayed in there. They just pulled out of here, and I can just gently get those out in a second. But we'll continue on around. Likewise, we got 1 more tab right here. Let's see if we can get underneath this one. There we go. You can kind of see now what that's supposed to look like. We didn't even all the way break that. So then there you go. OEM seal is off. Let's side by side compare this to the Onyx seal that we're about to put on, and I'll show you in the key areas the very slight differences. So you can see the factory one to the aftermarket one. are close, but definitely not the same. You can there's just little things that just don't look as high quality as this. That's why I'm going to stick with recommending getting the manufacturer style one. And also here's the difference. There's inside these things here, at these important areas, there's an inner filler here that is slightly less dense, and then here it is just way stiffer inside there. So right here is that $50 seal that I showed you. We're going to take this thing off, and then what I'm going to do is if I can get this off in close to one piece, I can make another one over there on the workbench. So I'm going to get a heat gun, heat this sucker up, and then we'll take it off. You can see that it's all flattened out here, and this is why it's a good thing to refresh that seal at this point. All right, let's see what we got here. Working, working. Working well. Perfection. Look at that. All right, since we did so good getting this one off in one piece, you can see on the driver's side, I was a little less gentle with it. And so now we have a good template to make ourselves one. And I had a couple different types of foam tape here. I have this thicker closed cell stuff here. I think this is too dense for what we want. But then I happen to have some of this pipe insulation tape that I just was doing something in the backyard with. And it is just about perfect, I think, for what we're doing. This entire roll was a few dollars as opposed to $50 per each of these. So I went ahead and cut a strip of that stuff off, and we are just going to go ahead and make ourselves one of these seals. So there we go. Now we have our template. We can go ahead and cut this thing. All right, I think these will do us. Let's get that door cleaned up and we'll install this with the new seal. All right, time to get this thing on. It's pretty easy to get this situated because there's only one full 90 degree, and that's up here at the top trailing edge of the door. And we'll go and just kind of get it started here. And then the technique for putting this in the channel is I do the back lip in first. So I just give it a little twist, get the back in, and then use your thumb and just press the front in. And then that gives you that peace of mind that you have it fully seated in the channel. So as you can see, it's nice and tight. So you can see how that once it's in, it's very positively in. Work our way around this corner here. Let's get the door on. So the important places are back here on the mucket and on this header seal. This is a really critical point because the water that rolls here will come down, and this is the seal that will hopefully help keep that water from getting inside and turning inside here into the floor. You want it to divert, and that's what this little guy is for, is this little skirt right here on the thing is to help divert that water outside. So you can see that that thing is definitely dense enough to where I can actually see the back of the door sticking out just a little bit. I can push it in and force it in, but you know, I think it's going to be okay. I'm going to stick by my recommendation. If you're going to do this, get the Jeep one, spend the money, get the Jeep one. I don't think you're going to see this right here. In the very next video, we'll get the header seal in. I'll show you how to do that. It's going to take a little bit more effort. You're going to have to actually get a rivet. I'm getting all the tools together right now to show you guys how to do this. This one's going to be a little bit more involved, but once we do that, we'll do a full water test on this thing. Now, a quick note on that. These Jeeps, the body on these Jeeps are vastly different. You'd think the tolerances would be really tight. They're not. There's pretty big differences in the gaps on the doors of these Jeeps, and that's why a lot of times they leak in different areas. But you'll notice that for a lot of us, that water in here, when it sits in the rain, is when the water gets from here, and instead of being diverted out and running out of the door jamb here, it goes inside the footwell here. And that's when you want to target this area here, and we'll do that. But for now, putting the seal back in here, putting a fresh piece of rubber here, and I think doing this upper one is gonna really help us up in this area. This is gonna be a really fun one. So there you go. But you see, it takes a little extra effort to get this thing shut. That takes a little getting used to. What you used to be able to do like that won't shut it. You have to do a little follow through. So it's not hard, but that just intent will do it. Not 100% sure on that one, and that's again why I would invest in the OEM one. Definitely has a good look going around to here. This is where I'll be in question. Again, remember, stay tuned. We're going to do the header seal next time. I think this is going to be a really good, cost-effective, and really good update to our JKs. This area takes more abuse than you think, and this is key to keeping that water out. And finally, I have a quick AutoEdits channel announcement. I'm gonna open up the membership system here. I need some help. As you guys may have known, over the last year or so, I've been trying to do this background acting thing, and it's just not seeming to work out. So I'm trying to lean back into, I love making these YouTube videos, and if it helps you guys, I'm even more stoked on that. So I'm gonna open up the channel memberships. If you guys feel like helping out the channel, I was hoping to just have you guys click and hit the like button, but I need a little bit more help. And I'm sorry to do that, because I don't want to have to do the memberships. My dream, the fantasy is this, just to get enough views that just your click and your like would be enough. But I don't mean to steal the quote from Tony Angelo's. I think we're gonna lose the shop here. And the YouTube, I think it's time to grow it and lean into this thing. And with your help, I think I can. So if you feel like it, check that section out. I'm still figuring out the tiers and what to do there, but I appreciate all of you guys that have been here over the years. Thank you so much. So until next time, we've got some more fun stuff, and we're gonna just really test that. I think that's gonna be a good one for you, and hopefully a lot more good content coming your way. Thank you guys so much for everything, all of the support. And until next time, enjoy your drive.